Dear MAGA, did Trump's tantrum in the Oval Office with President Zelensky of Ukraine successfully make you forget that he didn't deliver on the Epstein files, which he claimed he was going to turn over this past week, but instead he gave like 10 MAGA influencers a binder with Epstein's phone list that was already released back in, let's say, about 2021, that also contained Donald Trump's name on it because Trump and Epstein were buddies. Did you forget about that? Or are you moving on to the next distraction? Because we're not forgetting about it. In fact, we put our investigative team at the MeidasTouch network on it, and we learned that one of the influencers who was at the White House, influencers in quotes, of course, this MAGA propagandist, was someone who was previously at the Ghislaine Maxwell trial wearing a t-shirt that said "Free Ghislaine." Who's Ghislaine Maxwell? She was the sex trafficker who worked with Jeffrey Epstein. She was Epstein's co-conspirator. She's basically serving life in prison now. And so one of the people who the White House gave an Epstein binder to was someone who wore a Free Ghislaine Maxwell shirt. We wrote about it at our website. You should check it out right here. Ghislaine Maxwell was found guilty of grooming underage victims for Jeffrey Epstein. Here's what we write at our website. On Thursday, the Trump administration invited a bunch of MAGA influencers and pro-Trump journalist types to the White House. While they were there, Attorney General Bondi gave them a, quote, phase 1 binder of Epstein documents. Many of the MAGA influencers were seen posing and smiling and some dancing with their Epstein binders, which contain potential evidence against those who sexually abused children for their own pleasure. It should be noted Donald Trump's name was in there, and also these documents had been released in 2021. This was not the, quote, Epstein files that were supposed to be released, which would have included grand jury testimony, witness statements, photographs, videos. That is what they are not releasing and trying to cover up. The optics of what went down at the White House this past week was so bad that even MAGA and pro-Trump accounts were blasting that influencer group and the White House on social media. Charlie Kirk posted, "The Epstein files phase 1. It is happening. Hey." I mean, so sickening. One of the personalities invited to the White House and given a binder was someone by the name of Jessica Reed Krause, a pro-Trump individual and self-described independent journalist who has been granted access into mar-a-lago Trump campaign events and even into intimate Trump family gatherings. Krause on Instagram stated that he had earned the Epstein binder, which drew further criticism. Pro-Trump journalist Jessica Reed Krause, with her copy of the Epstein files released by the White House. You can see it right there. Krause, who has a large following on Instagram and Substack, covered the trial of Ghislaine Maxwell, a partner of Jeffrey Epstein who helped groom his child victims. That is Ghislaine, who helped groom the child victims. As the criticism over the binder continued, screenshots of Krause wearing a Free Ghislaine shirt began appearing on Twitter. Laura Loomer posted, "It gets worse. This is Jessica Reed Krause. She was invited to the White House to get an Epstein binder and spread Pam Bondi's lies. Here's a photo of Jessica allegedly wearing a shirt that says Free Ghislaine that she posted on her Instagram account. Ghislaine Maxwell serving prison time for the sex trafficking." Laura Loomer is a MAGA person. She is a Trumper, as close to Trump at one point as anybody was. So she's calling out this stunt, though, by Donald Trump, by Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi, for giving these binders to MAGA influencers that were not actually the Epstein files and trying to act like, oh, we're releasing everything, which they did not. Now, we put our team at MeidasTouch on it. MeidasTouch has been able to independently confirm that the screenshot of Krause circulating on Twitter by Laura Loomer and others showing Krause wearing a Free Ghislaine shirt is indeed authentic. On her Instagram account in August 2024, Krause posted a picture of herself wearing a Free Ghislaine shirt during a trip to cover the DNC. According to an archive of Krause's Instagram stories, she implied her, quote, Free Ghislaine shirt was her favorite controversial t-shirt just before posting a picture of it to her Instagram stories. hey kids, grow up and work as an independent journalist and you can lay on the floor and eat fried chicken and watch politics and write whatever you want while wearing your favorite controversial t-shirt. Another picture of Krauss wearing the Free Ghislaine shirt appeared on the Reddit channel Our House on Fire. The picture shows Krauss wearing the shirt outdoors while with RFK Jr. supporters at the DNC. Some members of the group you can see right there. In June 2022, Ghislaine Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years in prison for conspiring with Epstein to sexually abuse minors. Krauss wants Ghislaine set free in exchange for revealing who the Epstein clients were, calling her conviction, quote, absurd when the clients are still free. She writes, my readers are very familiar with my stance on Ghislaine. Free Ghislaine, convict her clients. That's my stance. I find it absurd that one woman is serving Epstein's 20-year prison sentence while all of the men involved are free and unbothered. I've spent 3 years explaining this. Don't you have single mothers to harass Laura, attacking Laura Loomer? Calling for freedom of an unknown abuser of girls is quite the position to hold, but not one that bars a person from access to the White House, apparently. During her White House visit on Thursday, Krauss posted a picture of herself with Trump, J.D. Vance, and RFK Jr. behind the desk in the Oval Office. While leaving the White House, Krauss was pictured holding a binder and wearing a Trump was right about everything hat. Nothing shouts independent journalists quite like wearing a hat like this. One of Trump's White House invitees, someone who the administration via Pam Bondi is willing to hand off potential sensitive information about sexual abuse victims, advocated to free the person who groomed them for abuse. Don't they do any basic vetting in the West Wing? Shout out to J.D. Wolf for writing that story right there. But by the way, I mean, Donald Trump wished Ghislaine Maxwell well before her trafficking trial. Remember when Donald Trump said this? Play the clip.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and so a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well. Whatever it is, I don't know the situation with Prince Andrew. Just don't know. Not aware of it.
Did you know that the liver is the second largest organ in your body? It's responsible for over 500 functions in your body, but for some reason, liver health doesn't always get the attention that it deserves. Dose for Your Liver was formulated to cleanse your liver of unwanted elements, aid digestion, and maintain your body's filter. Why does this matter? Well, your liver is the second largest organ in your body and is responsible for over 500 functions in your body. It acts as your body's filter, flushing out unwanted elements and breaking down what you consume into essential nutrients. The liver produces and regulates cholesterol, stores vitamins and minerals, and impacts digestive and metabolic health, amongst many other things. Dose's science-backed formula promotes liver function, aids digestion, eases bloating, and even boosts energy levels. Clinical results. In a double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trial, Dose for Your Liver lowered liver enzyme levels by 50% in over 86% of participants. Stick with Dose and feel the incredible benefits over time with more energy, better digestion, reduced bloating, healthier liver enzyme function, reduction of brain fog, and better sleep. One Dose for Your Liver shot is equivalent to 17 shots of turmeric juice. Dose is gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, and vegan. Save 30% on your first month of subscription by going to dosedaily.co/Meidas or entering Meidas at checkout. That's dosedaily.co/Meidas for 30% off your first month subscription.
And by the way, the information linking Donald Trump to Epstein is plentiful. Trump is on those call logs. Trump is on the flight logs. Trump is in the deposition. Trump's been lots of depositions. Trump was photographed with Epstein all the time. Trump said that Epstein's a great guy who likes women on the younger side. I played you audio before of Trump saying at his beauty pageants he inspects the women naked without their consent. Donald Trump was found liable for sexual assault in New York in federal court by a unanimous jury, and then found liable for defaming a sexual assault victim. Here, just take a look at this tape. It shows some of Trump's connections with Epstein. Here, play this clip.
We're going to get great ratings in your show.
Trump is surrounded by women as music blares in the background. After a while, Trump goes to greet 3 new guests. Among them, the financier Jeffrey Epstein.
Come on in. Go inside.
More than a decade before his guilty plea on state prostitution charges. Later in the footage, Trump is seen talking to Epstein and another man as women are dancing in front of them. Trump alternates between dancing and pointing out women to Epstein and the other man and telling Epstein about the cameras. Though exactly what they say is difficult to understand as they discuss the women and their appearances, Trump gestures to one and appears to say to Epstein, "Look at her back there. She's hot." And then Trump says something else into Epstein's ear that makes him double over with laughter. But as the president says now, he never liked Epstein.
I was not a
Should be noted as well that Ghislaine Maxwell would find girls to traffic for Epstein at Mar-a-Lago. For example, Virginia Giuffre, a victim who's been in the public as well a lot. Virginia Giuffre used to be homeless. Then she got a job at Mar-a-Lago. After being homeless, she gets the job at Mar-a-Lago. In swoops in Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell finds Giuffre, brings Giuffre to Epstein for a massage. Epstein then traffics Giuffre. At the criminal trial of Ghislaine Maxwell, you had a 14-year-old girl. Well, at the time, she was a woman now, but at the time of the incident, 14 years old, she testified that she was brought to Mar-a-Lago by Epstein. Those are the types of documents that need to get out there, though, like her police reports from her testimony, grand jury testimony, and stuff like that. But look, they're all trying to distract us right now as well. I mean, this is what FBI Director Kash Patel, I can't believe I'm calling him FBI Director. Here's what he just posted. The American people will get an FBI that's transparent, accountable, and committed to justice, just like when I exposed grotesque violations and fraud leading to the House Intelligence Committee's investigation into Crossfire Hurricane, calling out corrupt actors. I will equally defend those attacked falsely, especially as your new FBI Director. A female agent was falsely referenced in the media this week as part of an alleged whistleblower disclosure. She was not a honeypot. I have reviewed the matter again, and she did the limited job assigned to her. These actions were also reviewed by Special Counsel John Durham, and he found no evidence of any wrongdoing. This agent has dedicated her life to public service, and I will have her back for it. I think he's talking about the person who, Fox hosts, like Jesse Water was accusing, they're all just accusing each other now, because I'm pretty sure this is the story. I could be wrong, but is this the story? Here, play this clip.
Fox News alert, according to the Washington Times, Kash Patel's FBI opening an investigation into James Comey. The Times reports that Comey launched an off-the-books honeypot operation against candidate Donald Trump. According to a whistleblower, he sent 2 female undercovers to infiltrate Trump's 2016 campaign and told them to act as honeypots, spies who use sex to get what they want. And the honeypots ingratiated themselves into the top ranks of the campaign. If true, that means the Obama administration was conducting multiple phony investigations into Trump without any evidence. The whistleblower says FBI employees were told to shut their mouth about the operation. And one of the agents was transferred to the CIA so she couldn't testify. This investigation into Comey isn't about revenge. It's about justice. Kash and Bongino are going to get answers.
But I think that's the story that they're talking about. How about, here's the letter that Pam Bondi wrote. Here's Attorney General to Patel. Dear Director Patel, before you came into office, I requested the full and complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein. In response to this request, I received approximately 200 pages of documents, which consisted primarily of flight logs, Epstein's list of contacts, and a list of victim names and phone numbers. I repeatedly questioned whether this was the full set of documents responsive to my request. press and was repeatedly assured by the FBI that we had received the full set of documents. Late yesterday, I learned from a source that the FBI field office in New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and indictment of Epstein. Despite my repeated request, the FBI never disclosed the existence of these files. When you and I spoke, you were just as surprised as I was to learn the new information. Then she goes, by 8 a.m. tomorrow, the FBI will deliver, February 28th, will deliver the full and complete Epstein files to my office. It's not going to be thousands. It's going to be millions of pages. It's going to be terabytes of documents. It's going to be video, audio, text messages, emails, photographs, police reports, witness statements, grand jury testimony, under seal testimony, because that's the way the law works on cases like this. It doesn't take a rocket scientist or an experienced lawyer to have to figure out what these documents are going to be. And we know Trump's name's repeatedly in a lot of this stuff already. So one would assume he may be mentioned again, like with the 14-year-old girl at Mar-a-Lago. That may be an example of it. MAGA Republicans like Anna Paulina Luna are saying, get us the information we asked for. What you turned over is not the information that we wanted. So, I mean, MAGA's in complete disarray on this issue. They gave the binder to someone wearing a free Ghislaine shirt. I mean, what? And they're accusing each other of honeypotting each other. I mean, what the hell is going on? We're going to be diligent. We're going to keep reporting it here at the MeidasTouch Network. Thank you for watching. Hit subscribe. Help us get to 5 million subscribers.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.meidastouch.com. All 100% USA union made.